Hi, I'm Tina Ann Middleton, author of the Forestville series. I would like to welcome you today to the writing journey, where we encourage and inspire each other in the craft of writing. We're going to have some fun today talking about the different kinds of characters that we like to see in our books. We'll be right back. Like I said, let's have some fun today. Let's think about the kinds of characters that we like to read about, we like to write about. For example, some authors like to include children in their stories. Others prefer animals. In some books, the animals or the children are the main theme, the main character. Now, before we get started on our fun stuff, let me just remind you of this. If you like what you're seeing here, please subscribe to my channel. Be sure that you ring that bell so you get notifications when we upload new content. Also, you can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and my Amazon author page. So let's get back to our fun. We'll talk about the different characters. Let's look at children. Oh, don't we love to see those sweet little faces on a book? Sometimes it's babies. Maybe at the beginning of the book, the heroine is pregnant and she's widowed or she's divorced, or there's all kinds of possibilities there. And perhaps she gives birth to the baby during the story. In others, the baby is either the heroine's niece or the child of a friend. Maybe the baby belongs to the hero and he's raising that child because somehow he's come into custody of the baby. All kinds of possibilities. Sometimes they use small children. Babies are adorable, but you never know what's going to come out of the mouth of a small child. And that can make it very interesting in the storyline. So if you're writing a story with a small child, keep that in mind. It can add some humor to your story. And some of them we use school-age children. Sometimes as they're growing, these kids actually say something pretty profound. And that can, again, add to the story. In my two books, Mistaken Target and Hidden Target, there's a young boy who is going to be one of the main characters in my third book, Unintended Target. His name is Robert. So be sure to check him out, see what comes from him. Another very popular kind of character, animals. We love stories about animals. When I was a child, wow, I read every book I could get my hands on that had an animal or more than one animal in it. Very popular, both fiction and nonfiction. Fiction, think of books like Old Yeller or Where the Red Fern Grows, the Black Stallion series. When I was a school-age child, I think I read every book in the Black Stallion series more than once. Nonfiction. I love James Herriot's books. James Herriot was a veterinarian in England during the era a little bit before World War II and then after World War II. In fact, I believe he served in the Royal, I'm not sure what branch, but he served his time and then he came back and took care of animals again. So, like I said, there's all kinds of books, fiction, nonfiction, chicken soup for the dog lover, chicken soup for the cat lover. Let's narrow it down to a couple of the favorites here. Dogs, that seems to be very popular. I have some books here. This is a love-inspired book. This is a love-inspired book. That one's got a child. This one's got a dog. And love-inspired has series of stories focusing on canines, focusing on dogs. I try to read just about all of them. If I can get my hands on them, I'll read them. In fact, in the whole series, the whole Forestville series, there will be a dog in each book. In Mistaken Target, the dog is a black German Shepherd, Ninja. In Hidden Target, the dog is a border collie, Angel. In the third book, the dog is a Rottweiler named Bear. I'm still thinking about the fourth book, almost decided on a Golden Retriever. If you have any suggestions for a kind of dog, put them in the comments below. So as you can see, dogs are very popular, as we've seen in nonfiction, but in fiction. You go to Amazon, you check out dog stories. You could be all day just looking at all the different kinds of dog stories there are. There are some books that feature cats, and I've read a few of them, but since I'm more of a dog lover, I do tend to focus more on the dogs. If you know of some good fiction or nonfiction books that feature cats, please let us know in the comments below. I love to read stories about cats too. Then there are horses. So many kids dream about having their own horse. Love horses. I did. When I was growing up, I thought when I grew up I was going to have my own ranch, have a lot of horses. Don't know the first thing about taking care of a horse. I've ridden one, I think, 3 times in my life. But that doesn't stop me from enjoying stories about horses. Again, the Black Stallion series, The Red Pony by John Steinmetz. I read that as a child. Now, I'm mentioning all these books that have already been written, but there are also possibilities for us as authors. We can write stories that include dogs, cats, horses, birds. I've seen some real funny stuff on YouTube that birds have said make a great story. Other animals. There are stories of tigers, lions, bears, deer, all kinds of wildlife. Nonfiction, fiction. You can find them to read, but you can write about it. I can write about it. Maybe I could write a story about a couple foxes that visit a family in rural northwest Louisiana. That's an idea. Whether we're reading about them or writing about them, children and animals just seem to make stories extra interesting and special. Comment below and share your favorite animal stories to read or to write about. Have a great week.